Okay, so this is the UX design presentation of Arty Zano's website. We've started with the website itself, and this is the home page as laid out, as uploaded to GitHub, and this is the operational site. Now, the best way to explain the UX concept here is that the vast majority of traffic for food businesses, for restaurants in particular, is through smartphone and through a smartphone interface. And this site is seeking to achieve some crossover between a desktop site and a mobile first design, which adapts whilst showing novelty, whilst showing some novelty. So in the original homepage, we have covered in the web design how this was structured. This is a 80% container with a maximum 700px hero image width to the left-hand side with all the branding and the social media icons on that, and a menu floated to the right, which is styled with HRs and which is for navigation around the site. Now, the best way to explain this from a UX point of view is visually, and that is the real concept behind the design from a UX point of view is this, and that is the view of the site in an iPhone 10. So very deliberately, in an iPhone 10 screen, the entire hero image occupies the screen in full and fits neatly within an iPhone 10, according to the inspector. And the rest of the site then floats underneath. The margin to the right floats underneath with the headings, text, the booking, plugin, the reviews, and then our order for delivery through Deliveroo, and our invitation to the events page, then floating down to the footer, which all lines itself correctly. So from a UX point of view, the design here is to make navigation easy, to make the commands clear and understandable, and to access as wide a market of customers as we can, from young people who would want to go to pizzerias and order takeaway to the older generation of people whose children are perhaps grown up and don't necessarily find the attraction and allure of pizzerias as they once did when their children were young. And that's the business case for this particular design. So if we then revert back to the full width desktop layout, we have our floating menu to the right hand side, our social media icons at the top, and that again is reflective of the business case that the majority of promotion of food businesses is now done through social media channels within a certain age category, and that age category is between the ages of 15 to 40, and then particularly in the 30-somethings bracket, who are perhaps one of the more most social and most regular restaurant use categories for customers. We've prioritized from left to right Facebook and Twitter, but perhaps Instagram is the leading promotions vehicle currently, and TikTok is very much coming into relevance now, and these are the four that we've chosen. And then our navigation menus on the right, and the first UX design choice in relation to navigation menu was the book a table anchor. This anchors to the section on the page itself to draw people in a call to action manner straight down to our calendar plugin. Now, this is a Sagenda.net plugin that we've put in for illustration purposes, but the anchor brings you to this, straight to this section of the page, straight past the small bit of text, albeit, and reflecting of the impatient users or the repeat users who can skip to what they want. Then we scroll down past the reviews. We have an order for delivery, and that's on a new tab opening with Deliveroo, with the intention that that would be the Arty Zano's page with Deliveroo for people to order for takeaway. And then our events page is at the bottom. Everything scrolls down. From a UX point of view, enhancements I would make from a desktop is perhaps putting anchor images at various points in the page to bring people back to the top, because it does rely on people using their mouse, and if their mouse doesn't have a scroll button, then it's not ideal. Again, the vast majority of people visiting the site will be doing it on smartphones. So if we go back to the top, then we have different layouts, but where our navigation is easy, but our navigation is about to change very deliberately just to show options to the client. So if we go to the Our Story page and we click on that link, then we have the same 50% hero image. We have Our Story floated to the right. Again, this is mobile first. Now this is, from a UX point of view, perhaps not ideal and inconsistent because it does not reflect the design on the first page. But the menu is now floated onto the hero image on the left hand side, whilst the text on the right hand side will float underneath. Then when we scroll down, again, very simple, minimalistic design. Our hero image is now reverted to the right for jobs section, and we list the jobs that are needed. And this is a simple sign up option to put in an email and name and a call to action button for get in touch. And then we can, we still have a link to go to menu, but we don't have links back to the home page, which is an enhancement that should be made. And we should have a navigation menu really in the footer. But if we click on the menu, we now have a full width image, which looks great on desktop. And we still have our mobile first 50% container on the left hand side with the navigation menu. We're now starting to see design consistencies, and the navigation links all work. And the menu is full width, again, to be scrolled through in relation to, or to be scrolled through on a smartphone or on a desktop. And then immediately following the menu as it should be is the capacity to book a table in the restaurant or order for delivery with Deliveroo. From a UX point of view, what should really happen is that I should have anchor links at the top, which I do for book a table, but I should have a separate anchor link for order for a takeaway. And that is the menu page. Now from a UX point of view, again, at ease of navigation, it's clear, it's crisp, the next steps are obvious, and this is reflected well in the testing that we've done. The events page is next. Again, it reflects the same layout, so it's a different image, so people know it's a different section. It has a different title on the right hand side, same navigation menu with the remaining 4 pages. And again, it's a simplistic, minimalist design, which still is bringing in a lot of information. We have our YouTube video, we have our event page, we have a deliberate coloration around a romance for a blind date night. For our concept, then we have our calendar, which shows the upcoming date nights, so all the information is to hand and easily navigated. And then we have a sign-up bar, and again, the same footer in all pages, which again needs to be enhanced. On the last page then we'll go to, and this is the particular focus of the second dimension to the business concept, and that is the gallery. Now this, I spent a lot of time on this from a design point of view to make this visually appealing, clear, attractive. It's the same consistent layout, the navigation menus at the top, and then we have full width within our 80% container. We have our heading, and then we have the featured fictional artist Angelica Devine, and we have her images all clearly laid out. The image sizing is consistent. There is a hover effect on the images, which means that in the final design, these images themselves should click through to a merchant page for the particular purchase of the print or the purchase of the image itself. And the coloring was now designed to be different and to that of the main coloring, which is that navy based color, to this red, to set it out as a separate part of the business, to set it out as a different market. And the coloration is then reflected in, we have the primary text color in navy because that's more readable than the red. We have the red again in a transparent float over the main image for Angelica Devine. And then we have our sign up. From a UX point of view, it's designed to be easy to use, it's easy to navigate, it's not overly complex. There's more information needed, the opening hours is needed, allergens information needed, and contact email and corporate information, privacy policy, and other terms and conditions, particularly for the gallery section, all have to be added to the site from a UX point of view. In terms of its presentation of what it is, I think it meets by and large the needs of the client for the visual presentation of an innovative new business. The testing, however, did indicate that the overall presentation was somewhat corporate and a bit more exclusive than would be attractive for certain target age groups, particularly the 20s to 30s, but was more attractive to parties over 40, and that's something to bear in mind going forward.